Welcome back, everyone. It's Jason with your Hopium Free Crypto channel. I can see a lot of you guys are online here, and we're just enjoying this pump. What the hell is going on? So we're going to look at the charts today, and I have talked about many times before about the altcoins. So let's just address a few things first. But first, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You can see I'm super excited here. Usually I'm like the downer, bearish, etc. We won't get into the references over here, but make sure you've liked, subscribed to the channel, bell notification icon, follow the journey, because I'm still seeing so many people giving me off weird questions on Twitter as if I haven't bought the Bitcoin drop. If you've been following and you know we're looking at a fear and greed index plan, that's like a nice simple plan. I've also got my plan, which includes something very similar. I look at Gann and Wyckoff, buying the lows. We've been buying at 31, we've been buying at 37, we've been buying at 34, okay, according to the plan. And overall, I am looking at altcoins bleeding, and altcoins have just been smashed. I'm not taking, I'm not super excited for people losing money, but it's also seen many, many times before that when Bitcoin moves, the altcoins get crushed. And I do see a lot of questions saying altcoins bleeding, altcoins bleeding. If you look at altcoins against their Bitcoin value, so we're trying to reduce, as an investor, as a long-term investor, you want to reduce your exposure. You want to reduce your risk to the market. The risks in the market are altcoins. All right, so if you're following people who are telling you to buy altcoins, question them. Go and check out something which we'll have a look at on Twitter. Look at my bookmarks, and I've put it on videos before, by Secrets of Crypto, okay? There is a sequence of a cycle. Well, that's it, as a cycle, right? When it comes to buying Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and investing in them, generally we see a phase one of buying Bitcoin. Then we see a phase two goes into majors, something like Ethereum, some other majors, which are starting to come through now that the entire market space is becoming, it's growing up. It's growing up. And then we come through to the large caps, stuff that's between number 30 to number 100 on the coin market cap. And then we go into alt season, which is all of the micro cap stuff, which pretty much will die off 99% from where they were. So the first stage of that is that we see Bitcoin. We see Bitcoin start to rise, and we've seen it just pump out of nowhere. And we then see the altcoins get crushed against their Bitcoin value. So I still see quite a few comments saying, what do you mean? This coin's up 50%, this one's up 30%, this one's up 20%. Let's have a look at the charts now. So we've just seen Bitcoin explode out of the gates over the last hour and a half, even though we got 2 hours of data here. We got through one of our 50% levels. Let me share that with you. Good stuff. We're at 1,300 online. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Like the video up. And thank you very much for you guys on Twitter as well. Coming across onto Twitter, onto Instagram for daily Q&As. If you go and follow my Instagram, which is a link to down below, the question is still up there. You guys can still go and ask questions, and I'm getting back to those every single day this week. So follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and you'll see these updates that I'm talking about so that you're not sort of thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? Bitcoin's up and he's saying it's down. So we don't want to get confused in that, because there is so much noise in the cryptocurrency space. Check that out. We're on a daily. Okay, we're just into the day one, so we're into Monday. So we're not going to see the volume compared to the rest of the market. However, it is very high considering we're only an hour and a half into the day. All right, we've peaked out so far at 39,850. Remember, this was our level here at 36. So in the range of 35 through to 36.5. That was the target we needed to get over. We've done that on volume. So if I bring it back down to the hourly, we just want to make sure that this closes high, because if we close low, then we're going to probably trend sideways for a little bit. But it's an hourly chart, so it's not too much of a concern at the moment, because it is on a micro time frame. Remember, we want to look at macro for macro moves. Macro is like weekly and monthly charts. Micro is hours, 4 hours, daily. So daily is kind of in the middle for a cryptocurrency market. But if you're looking at a traditional stock market, daily is still on the shorter term time frame. Okay, so we've got past these levels. We did it on volume. How does this volume compare to what we've seen? This volume is still pretty good. Remember, the reason we look at volume is because we want to see lifeblood in the market. We want to see life in the market. If there isn't any volume when we break through levels, it's kind of a weak move. But we also want to see it close higher. All right, I'll get through some of your questions in just a sec, but let's just recap on where we currently are. So the next point that you can see here up at these levels from 15th of June, now that it's 6 weeks ago, is 42, 41 and a half, just for a round number. I know it's 41.3, 41.4, but we'll say about 41 and a half for a round number. And previously to that, to May, was up around 43, dead on 43,000. Okay, so this is the volume on the hourly. Yeah, it's just a little hard to see there. That's what we're looking at right there. So then we draw a line across. So you can see the dotted line. It comes into alignment with this previous low that we got in June and then also again in early June. So it has the potential to push us through, just like these levels had the potential to stop the market as well. So it is good volume. Let's have a look at 4 hour. We still have 2.5 hours left on the 4 hour, and it is trending very well. The volume is well and truly up there. I mean, it compares to what we just saw at the lows about 6 days ago. And then the next stage is looking at the lows that turned the market, but then again, you know, dropped off from there. We're getting closer to those. We want to see it come and equal these levels, which had very strong turns. So 19th of May had the volume at around, let's zoom in because I don't have a scale on the side. Drop this, and our volume, 6,700 BTC. 6.753 BTC traded in the 4 hour. All right, what are we currently at? We're currently sitting at 1,000, call it 1,200. So we've got a little way to go to get closer to that 19 volume. But overall, we definitely want to see it move up just a little more above these levels to give us some more confirmation that this is a sustained move and not just some sort of whale manipulative move to pump us up, drive all of retail dumb money into the market, and then sell out again. So far, it's okay. Still early days. One day, that just sort of shoot up. I mean, this is cryptocurrency, right? So far, good. What do we want to see next? We want to see at least the market hold its level here, option 1. Option 2, break through these highs, which is around 42, and we can see back here at 43, then start to consolidate above those highs. So that's still option 2. Option 3, this is to remain bullish. Option 3 is to consolidate at these levels. Maybe the top is in now at 39,850 and consolidate above this zone. Let me get you... Consolidate above here, where you can see all of these closes and highs reach so that we can get a support resistance flip. All right. So those levels are around that 36, 36 and a half. If we can consolidate above those levels, then we can start to move upwards again. That is the exciting part. So you know me as always being bearish and all this sort of stuff. Don't worry about that. We want to be following the market. I'm not a moon boy. I'm not telling you that the market's good all the time. You know that by now if you've been following. All right, the next thing I want to have a look at is the BTC. So see all the red? The red is generally the crypto versus the BTC value. Some of them are hit harder than others. Some haven't been hit at all. But you'll notice that most of them have been hit. And if they're hit in their BTC value for now, that means they're losing Bitcoin value and you're better off being in Bitcoin because it's a safer move. All right, if you want to play the risky game and throw all of your life savings into something, this is pretty much what crypto tends to be about. But generally, the odds are stacked against everyone because the numbers show that you will lose your money in time. ETH BTC is also down a little bit. The next major level is so that they hold up. They need to hold these lows. So ETH is down. Let's have a look at Cardano. That was something that I was very concerned with over the last couple of weeks, which we've been looking at. Cardano has had a push down. It's starting to climb back. That's a good sign. All right, this was my zone where I'm thinking this is a great dollar cost averaging area to get more ADA. And obviously, you know, we got our staking pool, which you can find a link to down below. Go and stake your ADA over there. We had a fantastic Epoch come out the last couple of days. So it all averages out, but that's a good sign so far. If I change this on the side, look at all the BTC values of at least the cryptos that I follow. They're all negative. BTC, 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 crushed, 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 crushed. Okay. Where do we get to the greens? Guess what? The greens are primarily in the USD or, well, I mean, in these ones against ETH because ETH is also stronger than a lot of the other cryptos. So greens, USD, 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 USD. Look, all the green USDs are up, but that's because Bitcoin's up. And where does Bitcoin hold in this? Bitcoin, Aussie dollar, it's nearly at one of the top ones here. Of course, no, that's torn. I was looking for Rune. Rune will be up more because it has been crushed a lot more over this period. So if you're not interested in Rune, Thorchain, doesn't matter. The point is just learn about market patterns. And if something's been crushed a lot, then you could expect it to bounce a little bit harder. But you're sort of playing that out there. It's like, well, this thing's down like 90%. Oh, it rose 20%, whereas Bitcoin only went 10%. Well, you're pretty much down a lot overall. All right, so these are all my Bitcoins. Here we go. Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's at 7. So anything really beneath this has lost value to Bitcoin during Bitcoin's move. And that's pretty much over this little period here. Okay, so it's to the north side, to this side here, then these are all up against Bitcoin on the day. Link finally, but Link has been down pretty, it's just been down, 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 down. All right, so that's the main thing I wanted to look at here. And this has been a very strong trend of BTC values getting crushed while their USD value has been going up. VET, I know, is a pretty, it's a hyped up one for many investors. If this keeps going, look, it's the good sign with some of these is that they're holding their previous lows for now, but I just don't see any volume in them. This could be a short temporary move. Maybe they come up and they test their previous highs, which is a support resistance thing. But you just don't want to see them continually break down. There's a low, there's a lower low, there's a high, there's a higher low. There's another low. They've got the low here, but this was a spike low. So check this low, lower low, low. This is a downtrend. And if you want to progress, you've got to understand the difference between those. I'm only really talking to the guys who keep hammering home, but my crypto's up, but my crypto's up. I'm like, well, go and look at the BTC chart and they're all down. It's not my opinion. It's just what the market's doing. The market is telling us the market's interested in buying Bitcoin and not the altcoins at the moment. The gambling will take place soon. TVK has been a big one we're following. We spiked up again, hit resistance. Maybe this is a little double top for now. If it is a double top, then I'm just going to look for 50%. So somewhere around 600 sats. Currently at 800, maybe somewhere around 600, base out, 550, 600. Another good entry point there. 1 inch had a move on the dollar value, got crushed on the BTC value. It went lower, low. That means it's a downtrend. But here comes a little volume. Let's hope we get a bit more volume in there. I'll probably see this still go, it's holding up here because there's a support previously at around 5,000 Satoshis, but it has the potential to get back into this zone here. So 1 inch is still something on my list. Are they holding up reasonably well compared to the rest of the market? Let's see if they can start to flip. Look at ADA. It looks like it's starting to come back a little bit more and it might get into the green. All right, so this is something to look for. We still have BTCs down, but I think some might start to get back into the green after that initial shock of Bitcoin's move. Let's take a look at BTC Dominance and they'll come across to some of your questions. So this is what's going on. We're looking at what the hell is going on. BTC Dominance broke out. This is what we've been looking at for months. I'm definitely saying months now because this was back from May since that crash. And on May 19th, when Bitcoin crashed, the alts crashed even more. And so now we're starting to head up. I'm looking for somewhere around 50 to 53-ish% as a reversal point, maybe at some point that it holds up. So this is for the dominance. And then we could start to see altcoins take their move. That is one sign that I'm definitely looking for to get into the altcoin space. So we have been buying Bitcoin. We've been looking at it, talking about it, buying it on these lows using our fear and greed index plan. All right. So Fear and greed has got us at an average price of 34 grand. Can you believe it? In a bear market, I'm calling it a downtrend in a long-term bull market, our Bitcoin position, just using a simple plan, a basic plan, which might even fail because we haven't completely tested it. It may even fail. It might even, if Bitcoin goes to 20 and then dies out, game over, right? But if it gets to 20, we can keep buying, and then we shoot up to 60, 100 grand. We've done very well. So we're currently up about 12% on our plan. That's pretty good in a time of desperate needs. All right. I'll come across to your questions now. I'll keep that up on the chart, and let's have a look. I'll keep it on an hourly so we can keep track of what's going on. I hope that makes a lot of sense so you can start to see how to reduce your risk. Because look, I put questions out and people want to know, how can they make this a long-term thing? They want to get into day trading. They want to be financially free. They want to pay off their house. They want to buy a house. They want to help their parents out, you know, or sometimes they just want to buy some crap. I don't know. If we're just gambling on stuff, it doesn't generally work out because the odds are stacked against us. Not my opinion, just the stats. So that's why I take a really strong stance on playing it safe, and I want to be in this for the longer term, because most people will be out of this within a few months, lose all their money, and they're gone. That is following typical numbers, typical news, the standard thing of just buy into these altcoins and game over. All right, let's have a look at some questions. If you guys want to comment, make sure you have subscribed to the channel, like the video up, and then also hit bell notification icon and all so you can see these updates come through. What platform? I don't day trade, so I'm a long term. I'm more longer term. I will short term trade altcoins. Let's see if this volume is good. I'll short term trade altcoins in a bull market cycle. Let me show you this. This is one thing I wanted to show as well. All right, I see your super chats. Thank you very much, guys. I'll show you this on Twitter. This here. This is what I'm referring to a lot of the time because I've seen it now. This is for the second cycle. It looks like we're possibly coming into a third, and it happens on a micro cycle as well. Bitcoin, phase 1. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin. Phase 2. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talk of flipping. Yes, okay, it's outperforming. Bitcoin, Ethereum took off second, remember? Like we had altcoin seasons, and then Ethereum went, and then Cardano went, and then we sort of finished up. Large caps. Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin. Large caps going parabolic. Alt season, large caps have gone full vertical. Mid caps, low caps are up. Large caps have been outperforming Bitcoin. It seems every coin's going parabolic, regardless of fundamentals. Memes are everywhere. Remember in May, memes were everywhere. Ask Coin, Come Rocket, all this sort of nonsense, garbage. Safe Moon going crazy. Everyone's super excited, and you feel mania is in the air. That was May. And if you guys are just joining me now, I don't know. Have you been here since May? Who's been here since May? I was constantly talking about this zone, and I needed to see the market get above this particular bar. The 18th of April, we had a lot of days down. 18th of April high was 60,400. I needed to see 60,500 to say that the sentiment has changed. That told us that the market sentiment had changed. And this was when we were getting mania, May. You remember, go back and look. You had all of the crypto influencers, the digital marketers talking about an 80K Bitcoin, 100K Bitcoin, 75K Bitcoin. Everyone was expecting this to go like that. You know, that was what we're all looking at. These bloody angles looking nowhere but up. Then this happened and we got a little crush, and then we got absolutely crushed. So I'm not saying I was a hero and I sold out at those highs, but I was talking about regularly, I'm not getting bullish until I see that crossed. Plus I was consolidating out of my my poop coins and getting into my stable buys. You know, I had Bitcoin, ETH, stable coins. Okay. So that were the main ones that I was getting out of. I was getting out of all these other little things, and I was talking about it publicly on YouTube as well. Getting destroyed, I might add. People just telling me that I'm a fool, but screw those guys. All right, let's have a look. Oh, sorry, I'll make that chart a little bit bigger. There it is. So I'll leave it there. I'll come back to your questions. All right, so there's some super chats. I'll get back to, I got Zia here. Fantastic follower on Twitter. All right, I'll see that in a sec. I see another super chat. My Tiger King coin has pumped big. Should I buy a Lambo? Sure. All right, I don't see where it is. I'll just read it out. Here it is. Your laser focus on Btc Dominance number from 2017 and the bear market types of thinking is old school. Fundamentals have changed for ETC? Doubt it. ADA, Sol, and Matic. Invest into good cryptos is not gambling. I still believe it is gambling because they haven't really produced anything, nor have they got traction. Matic, sure. Sol, potentially. ADA, still produce nothing. I'm still invested in it because if it does produce something, it should skyrocket a lot better because we're basically gambling on a hope and a dream right now. That's why micro caps boom, is because they are invested in on a hope and a dream. They haven't built anything. Don't kid yourself. These things have not built anything. If they can get the marketing right, then they absolutely skyrocket. But in terms of dominance, you know, us looking at the dominance here, it's still relevant. You don't have to look at the dominance. Let me, I'm just going to stop sharing that and I'll show you the dominance chart. Bitcoin's climbing again, getting closer to that 39K, which is nice. Let's look at dominance, BTCD. Now, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to get back to its 2017 highs. Hell no. It's not getting anywhere near this. And it is becoming less volatile. You know, this was a huge drop. And then all we saw was this rally and we only saw this drop here. So that's less than we saw in 2017, that's for sure. But I still think it does play a strong role in understanding what the trend of the market is. Now, this could only, maybe we only see it rise a little bit into that low 50 zone. That's it. You know, maybe that's all the dominance Bitcoin takes. And yes, those altcoins that have stronger fundamentals and a real purpose in the space do tend to go. I will mention one crypto before I get back to your questions that has done the opposite. Now, it's not, like I said, it's never going to be 100% this exact way. But looking at Theta was one of those that I was expecting to go a little lower, and it still can. But the good news is that it's broken out of its downtrend finally on strong volume. That's last week's candle. Theta BTC, it's yeah, we had some volume come in and a little bounce. So I'm not saying that that's the end of the move down, but it is much stronger than a lot of these other cryptocurrencies that we've been seeing fall. All right, so that's a good sign that this might be something useful. I still want to see a consolidation. You know, like this is just sort of a bounce. Normally we see a bounce and then a fade out and then a bounce. Like this is just what happens with cryptocurrency at the moment because it is such a low market cap. That's what will happen. All right, what's next? What's next? We wait to see if Bitcoin can break through the resistance levels. That's what's next. Anything, if I'm not promising anything else, because if I talk about something else and say that, there's no guarantee that anything will happen. And I think if you're following people who are saying that this will happen, you know, you kind of end up in that whole space of a $300,000 Bitcoin by September. It's not going to happen. We're all George bought the dip. We did. We got an average price with the whale at 34K. That was on yesterday's video. Check that out. So we've been buying with a plan, not just off hopes and dreams and buying all these dips and thinking everything's the same. Buy. Like that's nonsense. That's not a plan. Can you guys all see the chart? I hope you can. That's right. The news hasn't even caught up. So we've seen the market increase, yeah, well, 8, 10, 12%. I'll just go back to Bitcoin. We got 8% on the day so far. 1 hour. Let's go back to the 1 day. So far today, we're up, call it 8% currently. And then yesterday was up 3%. So yeah, somewhere around that 10 to 12% in a sort of rolling 24-hour period. Bitcoin dominance still up by 1.5%. I'll put that there. Let's go back to the hour. Yeah, the idea here is what I want to see next is a stronger close, consolidation, and then a continued move up for the strength of Bitcoin in the market. Next level is we want to close above 36K, and then we want to get above 42 and consolidate above that level. One thing I was looking at on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter if you haven't. Like the stream up if you're enjoying it, if you're finding some value from it. And this is what I was posting on Twitter. We had this move. If you guys, who was around in 2019, comment 2019 if you were here and you remember this pump that we had from early 2019 into around June, July of the same year. And then we fell for a few weeks. We pumped. If I take this off log, you'll see the extent of it. We pumped up. We came back down, smaller pump and a dump. Another pump, another dump, and it was just sort of up and down all the way down, but we kept getting lower highs. This looked like we might begin to break through, but then obviously COVID happened, and then we started to rebound from that point. Oh. So, if you're new, keep looking at history. If you weren't in that, understanding what the emotion was at that time, stay with the market, even if this thing fades out. If it fades out, stay with the market so you can remember what the emotion was. Because through here, it was as if the market should be coming back, and we were talking about going for 20 grand just from this point. But it never happened, and we thought about it again and again. And then, of course, by that stage, everyone had died out, and then we started to come back through August. We started to come back in April, May, June, July, August, and you can really see the volume begin at these levels. That was a really strong time there. We had a lot of volume and it didn't break down. So that's why I want to see some more volume come back to this. Definitely. That's what I'm excited for. Some volume to come back into market because we've just seen it go down, down, down on not too much volume. Good stuff. 2200 online. Like the video up. Does go a long way. So anyone here from 2019? 2019, yep. So depressing. That was a long time, wasn't it? It just felt like we should do it and nothing happened. Any more of those 17-cent Doge coins? Oh, I'm sure we'll get some. Doge is at 21. Look at it. That's a long way from where it was at 76, 75. Doge BTC has continued down. This might hold out here for a little bit, but it depends. Are you short term or are you long term? Short term, you want to take some trades. That's a different story. Long term, and you're expecting that you will never see lower prices than 523 Satoshis. Personally, I'm not betting on that. I think we'll probably see some prices between 200 and 500 Satoshis for now. That's what I'm betting on. That's why I'm not buying Dogecoin at this point. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I move on to the next crypto. There's 10,000 to go through now. Just looking at some of these super chats. Thanks. I got to show that super chat if I can find it. Thanks, Zia. Thank you for all the comments too, guys. I'll get to a few more. There we go. Zia, I ask hard questions, but I appreciate your honest responses. You're one of the best on Twitter and YouTube, and I watch most of them daily. Thank you. Yeah, you do hit it pretty hard on Twitter as well, and I do my best to get back to those. Because I'm sure a lot of people are asking the same questions. And that's why I just say, I know it takes time to watch stuff and to learn, but I try to put out as much value as possible. So you got to follow what's happening, not just sort of take pieces from here, there, and everywhere, because trying to put all that together is just like taking pieces of puzzles from different puzzles and trying to create the picture. It doesn't work. And that tends to be what happens out there because there is so much noise. And it would be in my best interest, financially speaking, I was going to put that on Twitter, is like getting people to trade. There's affiliate links to trade on these exchanges, more views because people are happier. People do watch videos on crashes, but they want to see stuff going up and they want hope. But I'm just putting out the way I'm trading the market. And if you choose to trade differently, invest long-term differently, do that. My fellow Oz citizen, check out this NFT. Thanks for the super chat. Probably not at this stage. That's exactly what I think. Charts tell the news. The news hasn't even come out about what this was. But they weren't telling us beforehand, a short squeeze. We were expecting a short squeeze like how many weeks ago when we saw that chart on short squeeze should be coming and nothing happened. And it just got really good headlines across YouTube. News only really reports when crypto drops, not rises. All right. Coming back to it. 100K Bitcoin. I need that money. I don't agree. It seems to be because of Amazon. I don't think so. Like, I did that. I posted to the Investor Accelerator group. There is a special on that if you guys want to join that down below. Investor Accelerator, Patreon down there. We had that one piece of news and I cut it out of my video that I posted last night or yesterday. Anyway, the point is the news of Amazon potentially accepting cryptocurrency. I think they just put a post up to get an employee in that has blockchain experience. Is this new news? I'm just seeing this now. Amazon does accept. Is that confirmed? Because I don't see any of that on any news sites. No, I don't see that. I'm just checking some of the news aggregators. All I saw was Amazon, here we go, yesterday, wants a leader for its digital currency and blockchain product unit. That doesn't mean anything. Read between the lines, essentially. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, here you go. The Amazon news is a rumor by an insider. Who are Bitcoin analysts? I mean, I'm a Bitcoin analyst online. You're a Bitcoin analyst if you're reading charts. Unconfirmed. I just saw that. Thank you, Demi. Yeah. So again, that sort of news, and I saw it on some of the major channels, insane news, Amazon to accept cryptocurrency. Meet Kevin calls that a Trojan horse. You title your video that, you put it on the thumbnail, and then 30 seconds to a minute of the video is about that. And they've Trojaned you. they've entered your noise. They've entered your brain. They've taken your attention. I mean, that's digital marketing online, right? And then they give you 30 seconds or 60 seconds of something which doesn't mean jack. And then you sort of move on and you go, wow, that was amazing. Maybe I do it too. You might have a go at me in the comments. Go for gold. Buy the rumor. Breaking news. Urgent only. Yeah, you guys get it. You guys get it. Just checking your comments. Why Dogecoin shirt today? I want a Dogecoin because I haven't worn it in a little while. I've worn the Bitcoin ones quite a lot. George is telling the Amazon news just now on his channel. The one from yesterday. Yeah, I mean, tell George it's just nonsense. So Jason said news is noise. It's all rumor until it's not. Well, look, you'd have to follow a lot of rumors and then you'll pick the little pieces out of that. That's if you want to be long-term investing and you start to sort of read all those things. You're not going to pick everything and go, yeah, it should all be it. What you want to look for is fundamental, real strong fundamental reasons for something, but that's not a fundamental reason about Bitcoin. Think about Michael Saylor discussions, right? Michael Saylor interviews. He goes over the same points every single interview. He's put billions of dollars into it. Whatever you think of him, but he goes over the same points because that's the research he's done. And he always thinks about fundamentals. Macro, look at the economy and the investment itself. Nothing has changed on that. And so you continue to invest in that way. The news is noise. Your gay uncle must be a great looking guy. BTC Dominance about to make higher high. Yeah, that's what we want to see. I mean, it's not there yet, and I wouldn't say it's about to, but it's on the verge. Hey, 28.28. Oh, sorry, 48.28 is the level, and then we're at 47.81. So for that to happen, we need to see altcoins continue to fall in their Bitcoin value. In their Bitcoin value, not necessarily their dollar value. Their dollar value can remain the same or increase at a slower pace than Bitcoin's dollar value is increasing. See Binance BNB. It did have a pretty strong dip down and it started to recover. Why hasn't the dominance fallen? So it's eating something. The dominance is eating something, and Binance is one of the top cryptos. So maybe the Bitcoin is eating stable coins. You know, maybe the stablecoin dominance is dropping, which is increasing the Bitcoin dominance, and the altcoins are able to remain where they are and start to gain back on their Bitcoin. Talking about just the majors here, because they're the ones that are really going to show a sign on Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance, here we go, for 47.8. Other majors are, of course, Ethereum. That's going to be a big one. ETH BTC still down 2.33. So if ETH started to drop further here, then that's going to flow back into the Bitcoin dominance. Super chats, have I got back to everything? So yeah, Apple is reporting earnings on Tuesday. Rumors on Apple bought BTC. Rumors on Apple. You guys heard that news? Thanks, Zia. Lots of super chats by Zia. Cardano chart. All right, Cardano. Let's have a look at ADA, everyone's favorite. And of course, if you want to stake your ADA, there's a link to that in the description down below. We had a fantastic epoch recently, and then they all balance out. So some are going to be really, really good. Some are going to be under the average. But then, of course, the way it's structured, the way it was built is that they average out over the year. ADA dominance, 2.8. See, the dominance of Cardano has been falling. ADA.D. This is the dominance overall. ADA market cap has had a little shoot up because the Bitcoin value has gone up. We're at $1.30. Looking nice. Where's my ADA BTC though? ADA BTC has fallen. So the point here is if we are still investing and we put our money into Bitcoin, then we're going to get the gains on Bitcoin. Sure, we could buy the altcoin, but then you'll just start losing your Bitcoin value and your USD value will go up. So what's that? About 25% from 21. Oh no, let's use the open of, is that 20? Yeah, the 21st. Okay. ADA BTC. Where's the 21st? The open of the 21st. It's not too, oh, okay, that's okay. We've lost 5% of Bitcoin value by investing in Cardano for those 5 days. So that means Bitcoin's up higher than Cardano. And I'm just looking at this overall from the top down. I think this might keep going. So as long as I buy Bitcoin and I don't sit on the sidelines with my fiat, with my stable coins, then I'm not going to lose out on both. And I'm buying the Bitcoin, which is, of course, why we have a plan. So I'm trying to put everything together here, give you some starting points so you can use it and go away. And I don't know, I hope do your best. In the future, do you think people will use the alt BTC charts rather than USD? Well, I guess if you're thinking that Bitcoin is going to take over, then you probably want to use that. Look, I think it's hard enough for people to even check a chart, let alone start to compare their assets to other assets. You know, I did a video on Bitcoin versus stocks versus gold, and it got not many views. But it's very, very straightforward. People weren't watching that. I'm like, look, this is Bitcoin versus Amazon. It's not like it only just broke the all-time high on Amazon. So that was from 2017. So Amazon was almost a better investment than Bitcoin, right? The other ones I looked at here, say Facebook. I looked at Google. Tesla is the exception here, where Bitcoin has been crushed by Tesla, meaning, Tesla has gone up more than Bitcoin. Maybe that's changing now. Tesla looks like I'm not convinced on Tesla going up to new all-time highs just yet. So maybe Bitcoin will take a little bit. Maybe the market start to continue to cool off into the later half of Q3, Q4. That's pretty much what I'm looking at in terms of the overall cycle. And then the property cycle, we're looking like we've still got a little bit of time just to cool off before we start to take off into 2026. So that's all the sort of stuff that I'll look at as well, just to make sure whatever it is I'm investing in is going to return me get me the best returns with the lowest risk. That's the main goal as an investor. Where do I get my best returns with the lowest risk? Because you don't want average returns with high risk. What's the point in that? Or you want super high returns with super high risk, and that's what the micro caps. XRP down, down, down. Who's the yield farmer tuber you're making a video with? Oh, okay, Seb. Yes, I know I said that a couple of weeks ago. Things get out of control. All right, I am going to do that video with Seb. Drop in your comments here. Check him out, actually. You can follow my brother who does trading, Bitcoin, ETH, and traditional markets. So he's on Twitter and on YouTube. Very succinct videos. People will love his stuff. And he's also in our Investor Accelerator group. You can find a link to that down below. That's the Patreon and the premium group. Check those out. Sebastian is on Twitter. I think it's Seb Monty. He's on Twitter. He does a lot on yield farming. So he does tutorial videos on YouTube as well. Dry, but if you want to learn how to do stuff, we're not here to bring your emotions to boiling point. That's what you use other channels for. Cool. So yeah, that was Seb. Got my brother there. You should do a collab with your brother since he is more of a day trader, as I understand. Yes. Once BTC actually hits a new all-time high, how long do you think a new bull run phase will last? Good question. I want to measure some timeframes again. The main thing I do is measure the timeframes, and I've done that on videos too, so you can see those. And yeah, video with Michael is definitely coming. Definitely. How do you spell his name? Michael Pizzino. So the same as my name, except his first name's Michael. And my friend is Sebastian. Spell Sebastian and Monty. M-O-T-Y. I think it's Montgomery, but yeah, Monty. Yield farming is very risky. Very risky. But some people want to make money during a bear market, and they want to day trade, and they want to do all other sorts of trading. Yield farming is one of those things. If you want to have a play around with it and learn about it, by all means. I'm not stopping people from doing super risky things. I don't do them myself. That's why I want to talk to other people who do them. Cool. All right, guys. Where are the bears who said 18? Chill out. Chill out. Maybe we'll get to 24. Maybe we'll get to 22. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to 47 and this will all be over. That's why we had the fear and greed plan as a starting point, so that you can be buying when it's low and then holding. Should the market fall beneath that point, you have the option to sell out at a support level, buy back lower, or keep holding and then keep buying in at lower points on the fear and greed plan, which I have a link to at the end of pretty much every single video. So check those out or check it out on my channel. Got Cardano staking. You can check that out on the channel. There is a special on the Investor Accelerator if you want to learn more, get updated on crypto, stocks, and the property cycle over the course of this next decade. Link to that is down below. Special is on now. And also drop your email address for the free newsletter as well. So check all of that stuff out down below. Follow me on Instagram now. I'll go and answer some questions. I've got a lot of questions come through, so thank you very much. On IG, Twitter, all the links down below. And if you're trading in Australia, swiftx.com.au, link to that is down below for your $10 of free Bitcoin. So if you want to get that, open up your accounts while the market is still relatively cool compared to what it was 6 months ago. Now is a great time to do that because their help centers and all that aren't being flooded with a ton of new people. And you remember what happens during those busy times. A lot of places go down because they can't handle the huge spike of volume and then the crash. It's just not efficient for a business to have a ton of people and then no people. So get in now and start to open up your accounts if you are interested in investing in cryptocurrency long term. Links are down below in the description. $10 of free Bitcoin with SwiftX, 10% off with Binance down below. All right. Joined Investor Accelerator. Yes, you will be today. That's a job to do today. Investor Accelerator. Thank you very much for joining, Stephen. And you'll have a video report coming out today, so you'll be able to see that. And then a written report coming out at the end of the week as well, plus my posts that I do through both groups as well. Well, for the Investor Accelerator, you'll have my exclusive posts where I'm talking about the market. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you at the next video. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, bell notification icon. Got heaps more videos coming out, stuff that may not make it through to your news feed. So make sure you've hit all, and I'll catch you guys at the next video. Until then, you know what to do. Have more fun.